Hello? Yes, I know it's 1 o'clock, but I'm just on the way to Koh Samui. Yeah, I should be there by 2 o'clock. No, 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going by ship. It's going to take nearly 24 hours.
What?
Not the destination, it's the journey. I think that's a quote from the famous philosopher from America, Waldo. And from now, checking in 2 hours before departure, it's going to take me over 24 hours. Well, you might say, why didn't you get the plane? 1 hour on Bangkok Airways. It's only 460 kilometers by air. Slow travel is all the rage in 2024. And let's be honest, it doesn't get much slower than this. So you can bring your car on here. I saw some people transporting motorbikes over to Samui. They welcome people that bring their pets on here. It's definitely pet friendly. So here I am then walking up the gangplank. I think that's what it's called. At least it's walking up the gangplank and not off the gangplank. You think it'd be more convenient to get on a ship, but actually they ask you to arrive 2 hours before departure. Ready cap, check in, okay. Do you need this one? So these are the dates for June, July and August 2024. As you can see, there's basically 3 return crossings per month for the next 3 months. And then I'll give the website address in the description so you can check for dates after that. So they've got a restaurant, and I think this is where I take lunch and then dinner and then breakfast with the amount of time that I'm going to be on board. And you wouldn't expect the prices to be that cheap, being as you're a captive audience, but I've just ordered chicken fried rice, which is 200 baht. I've also ordered an Americano hot coffee to wake me up. Meanwhile, while they're preparing that, I'm going to nip up onto the roof because according to one of the other passengers, there's some great views of the river from up there. My goodness, it's quite noisy up here, and it's also very, very sunny, but there's a beautiful view. I don't know if you can see that of the Chao Phraya River. We're just opposite Terminal 21. This is Terminal 21 at Rama 3. And I think that is Rama 9 bridge that I came across on the taxi today, if I'm not mistaken. Slow travel is all of the fashion these days. And really, this is part of the journey, even though we haven't actually started yet. Meanwhile, my food was ready. Seahorse hot Americano. And you don't need to bring cash on this boat because you can scan for everything, as long as you've got an internet connection. More on that later. So I want to take a look at where I'm sleeping tonight, and I booked the Capsule, which is 3,500 baht for the trip. That's one night really. Inside the Capsule there is a light, there is a small blanket and a pillow. Underneath the light you can plug in a charger for your telephone, but just to be warned on that, it needs to be the flat pin variety. If you've got the round pin variety, it doesn't fit there, and you'd need to go out to reception or one of the lounges. When you check in, they give you a key card to get through the security door. They also give you a Wi-Fi password, but the Wi-Fi only lasts for a few minutes. It's enough to scan to pay for things, but not much else. And they also give you a voucher for a free small pot of popcorn. Maybe try that a little bit later. Very near to the Capsule there are men's and women's toilets. There's also men's and women's showers. One thing that I'm glad I did remember to bring was a towel, because they're not provided, at least not free of charge in the capsules. You'd have to hire those if you forgot to bring one. Here are the life rafts. due for service again in 2024, December. I don't know why I'm getting vibes of Titanic right now. I don't know if I can give you the impression of the sheer size of this ship. There's plenty of places to sit around in the lounge. There's TVs to watch. There's even a children's playroom and a small arcade room. There's actually plenty to keep you occupied whilst you're on the journey. So I guess we're just going underneath Rama 9 Bridge. I think that's what this one is. We've got a tugboat behind us, probably guiding the way or keeping other boats from hitting us. I'm not sure which. But the whole thing is quite grand. It is the grandeur of going on a cruise. Not that I've ever been on a cruise. Lovely breeze on the top of the boat here. Quite warm coming from the chimneys, are they? The funnels? Oh, chimneys. I'm an expert on ships. I'm an expert on lots of things, me. A wonderful view of Rama 9 Bridge behind, and an equally stunning view of the skyline of Bangkok city. Just look at that. I mean, just imagine coming to Thailand, flying into Bangkok, and then picking up this ship to take you across to your holiday destination of Koh Samui. What a start to a vacation that would be. So I can see behind me is Klong Tui, which is actually where I used to live in Bangkok. I can see the apartment where I used to live. Just in the distance there, a very well-known docking area in Bangkok. So we've been travelling for like nearly 2 hours and we're still in the Chao Phraya River. So it just shows you how big Bangkok is and how big this country is. It makes you feel quite insignificant. On the top deck there is the bar area, and that offers basically 360-degree views as you go down the river and out into the sea. In the early evening there's live entertainment from a band, and then a little bit after that you get a DJ. And of course you can order food and you can order drinks whilst you're on the top deck. So good morning on what is basically day 2. Last night went to bed at about 11 o'clock, something like that, and gotta admit went straight to sleep. I mean, the capsules, how can you explain it? I mean, they're small obviously, but compare it to a sleeper train in Thailand in first class, it's much better. Compare it to business class on an airline, I think it's much better. Yeah, there's a little bit of noise from the engine and you get the sway of the boat, but for me that actually sent me into a lovely deep sleep. I woke up about 6 o'clock in the morning, had a nice hot shower, and then it's time for breakfast. The restaurant opens at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now it's about 7:30 in the morning. I've got myself a hot latte and I'm waiting for my pancake and jam. There's Thai food, there's foreign food, more or less everything that you could want really. So the pancakes have arrived, and it's kind of like American style or Scotch pancakes with some, I think this is honey or some sort of jam, I'm not really sure, or like oranges jam. And very nice too. So it's a beautiful morning. Could do with a little bit more sunshine to make it 100% perfect, but no complaints really. The forecast was a bit mixed. There was a threat of rain. Haven't seen any of that yet. And I'm sure we're making progress and going in the right direction, because if I can just scoot around here, you'll probably be able to see land ahoy. At least we found civilization. Just while I mentioned that actually, when you leave Bangkok for the next few hours, you can pick up coverage on your mobile phone data, but once you get into the middle of the sea, then that's gone. So late last night I didn't have any internet coverage. They do give you a very small amount like 30 megabytes, I think it is, Wi-Fi when you check in. But in all honesty, that's basically just because they want you to scan when you buy things. Once you scan for a few items, that is gone. You can buy some more, so I bought another 30 megabytes for 90 baht. They do other packages a little bit bigger as well. But just to be aware that if you're the sort of person who likes to stream your Netflix and also watch YouTube, like me, or even just keep in contact with people back home, then there are times when there isn't any coverage out here unless you buy that internet add-on Wi-Fi from them. But all in all, it's very, very pleasant. There's hardly any movement at all. It's very, very stable. I've got some seasick tablets in my bag, but no, haven't felt anything like that at all. In fact, sometimes you don't even know that you're moving. Certainly there's lots of safety features on board. There's fire extinguishers everywhere. You can see the lifeboats around and about. Although when you book for a capsule, it may be that you get the cheaper version of the lifeboats. I'm not sure whether that is what I'm seeing behind me right there. I mean, it's not far to land now. So I was just looking through on the website the prices of the various rooms that they offer here. Of course, I went for the cheapest available now, which is the capsule room for 3,500 baht. But they also have rooms, these were fully booked actually. The deluxe room is 12,600 baht. That's good for a couple people traveling together. And then the next one up from there, I think, is the superior room. And then they get more expensive again from there because they do have a family room, obviously more people in that one, but that is 18,000 baht. They have a balcony room, which is pet friendly, so it might seem expensive, but you can bring your dog or your cat because that comes in at 17,550 baht. 19,600 baht for the suite, and then there's one with a jacuzzi. Oh, 22,500 baht. You've only got one night for that, remember. It might well include breakfast, but for that price I'd expect it to include rental of the boat for the next month. But anyway, those are the prices. So now it's just after 9 o'clock in the morning and the sun has definitely woken up. The wind's woken up as well. I'm a bit worried my hat's going to go flying. And the views of some small islands and a couple of fishing boats and the ocean 360 degrees around you as you look around, it really is quite wonderful. So who is this trip suitable for? It's definitely good for people who have got a little bit more time on their hands and appreciate the journey to the destination, not just arriving there. I'd say it's also good for people who just want to do something a little bit different. It's interesting that not only the staff really very friendly, but the other guests are very friendly as well. Everyone's got a smile for you. Everyone wants to stop for a chat. It's just a very pleasant atmosphere from start to finish.
Hello to everybody listen to this channel, Balloon Channel. Very nice.
I mean, I must admit, for some bizarre reason, throughout this journey, I've been thinking about the old fable of the tortoise and the hare. And it's true that the hare starts off quickly, but the tortoise really has the experience to win the day. And that's what this makes me think about. It's a very slow way of getting here. I did think about comparing it with the alternative, which is Bangkok Airways. But then someone said if I did make that joke, someone would be forced to throw me into the sea. Oops, man overboard. I mean, people can complain as much as they like about late transport services, particularly in Thailand. But this ship, this boat has just arrived over 2 hours early according to the timetable. We're already at Samui. The time is 11 o'clock in the morning. You can almost tell when you're closer to the island because the sea turns into a lovely turquoise colour, even on a mixed weather day like today. We're actually already attached to the pier here. I guess you always start off a trip that you haven't done before with some expectations. And I must say this trip has exceeded my expectations in almost every way. Smoother, quicker, more beautiful, more relaxing, more peaceful. I'm not saying that I wouldn't take the plane to get here when I was short on time, but if I was on a loose timetable, this would definitely be an option towards the top of the list. So was it really 22 hours since I got on this boat through this entrance here? It certainly doesn't feel that way, but it was 22 hours by the time we got let off the boat. No, I don't need a taxi, thank you. This is Naton Pier at Koh Samui. But as I say, it didn't seem like I was on a journey and waiting to get somewhere. It seemed like I'd already started the first day of a vacation. So I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I certainly enjoyed making it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again for a new video very soon. But for now, on Koh Samui, goodbye, see you next time, bye bye.